Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at something a little bit different. Today we're taking a look at an older game from GMT called Caesar in Alexandria. And as you can see, this is Volume 9 in the Great Battles of History system, and this was designed by Richard Berg and Mark Herman, as in most of the games in series. So this is, I got this, it was new in shrink, I just took the shrink off. This is out of production. I don't know if it'll ever be back in production, but this game is almost 20 years old now. And I was able to get my hands on it. So I wanted to just kind of show you, even though this is not a new game or a game that's particularly readily available, that it is available on the second-hand market, so I want to kind of show you what you're going to get in it. So this is actually quite a small box. It's, I don't know, it's an inch and a half or so. It's a far cry from SPQR, which is massive. And there is just the one map in it, I believe. And it's obviously a very unique battle and situation, especially compared to the other Great Battles of History games with what you're getting. So let's open it up and we'll see what we're looking at. Okay. And I do have some, my box is a little bit dented, but no big deal. Yeah, you can kind of see that here. So we do have our bag of, well, it's not really a bag of bags, but we do have all the baggies, and it looks like these were at one time, I don't know if you can see this, those were at one time in a rubber band. That's what those little crusty, dry, yellow-brown pieces are. That's the remnants of what was a rubber band. Those are all, that's disgusting. That's what happens over time. Again, this is a 20-year-old game. You used to get these little notes from GMT saying, "We hope you like it, it was packed by this person." Those are always cute. So we do have, this is the rules. So Caesar and Alexandria, and it's Julius Caesar versus Ganymedes in Egypt 47 BC. And this is the rule book. And it doesn't look like it's too arduous. And I hear this one's a little bit different from the other ones. I don't know if that's from like a rule standpoint or just from a situational standpoint that makes it very different. And I believe that you cannot, and at least officially, use any simple Great Battles of History rules with this. I have yet to find any. I haven't looked extensively, but I hope that someone's done it. But I don't think it's in the simple GBOH rules and playbook. I don't think that's been done yet, so we might just be learning this, but this isn't terrible. I mean, this is only 24 pages of a very standard GMT, just happens to not be in color because it's 20 years old, so it shouldn't be bad to learn, frankly. The game comes with a single counter sheet, and the counter sheet is kind of what you would expect from Great Battles of History, right? You have the different factions and units, you have a ton of different troop quality cohesion hit counters. That's what all those numbers on the right-hand side are. And then you have a few different status markers, like you must shock, and then you have to check your TQ. But what's really cool about this is a naval landing into like a street battle with siege kind of thing. And so you have all these units, but each side has these naval units here, of triremes, quadriremes, all that kind of stuff. And so there's a whole bunch of naval markers here as well for having rammed ships, ships being crippled, ships having their oars sheared off, all that kind of stuff. Ships having beached, run aground. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there as well, which in most of the Great Battles of History games you don't have. A couple of them do have it, but you know, this is a single counter sheet. It is the white core. And it's one of the older ones, so we'll be careful punching all that out. And then everything else in here. Okay, so we do have some dice. Most of GBOH is done with a D10, so you do get 2 D6 in here as well. So I'm not quite sure what we're using those for. We'll find out. And again, there's still more of these little tiny yellow-brown bits from the old rubber band. We have the map, which we'll take a look at here in just a second. And we have the play aids, maybe? Oh, that's kind of gross. So this is, you can see all that. That's all the former rubber band there. That's pretty gross. Get that out of here. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of that. we do have a GMT Games feedback card, which is a postcard. You could put a stamp on it and send it back, which I might do that because that's still at that same address, so I'm sure he'd appreciate getting one of those back. Okay, these are our play aid cards. Okay, this one's a bifold, and so this has our shark tables, land unit missiles, stacking charts. A lot of combat's done in shark combat where you're moving in and attacking and following on that attack. We do have our kind of naval galley speed attacks here as well, and some more naval results tables as well for ramming, for shooting arrows from our ships, things like that. So really this is the whole play aid, because these two are holding boxes. So you're going to put your units into your different triremes and all those kind of transport ships. So you're going to load your units into them, because, and we'll get this out, this is a single-sided map, okay? Again, a lot of the new ones are double-sided. You're going to load your guys into those troops, because you're going to sail in, you know, have some naval combat, but you're trying to land or beach and then storm Alexandria, which should be a very fun and interesting and cool thing to do. Maybe you gotta land here and go across the bridge. That doesn't sound like much fun though, does it? That sounds like it'll be a slaughter. But again, what's different here is, if you look at the city portion, you stop having hexes, and you have these kind of point-to-points as you move through streets and things like that. So there's some nice new stuff and nuance to it. We have a track over here which is going to track our kind of route points for if our army routes. You have a little terrain key. But all in all, this is the game that you're getting. It is just one map. I believe there's like 2 scenarios in it, but it's like one is the game and then the other one's like a shortened just subset of that game. So you are only getting one battle in here effectively, I believe. But it's something that's very different from most other GBOH games, and so that's why I think it's like almost an interest piece for a lot of people, and that's why it's quite rare and quite, you know, it can be hard to find, because people really, really like it, because it offers something very different from, you know, an open piece of, you know, arid sand with just lines of troops on it. This is not that, even though it uses that same set of rules. So I am very excited to play this and go through those rules. But I just wanted to show you what this was, because it is something that's different, all the curiosity piece here. So this is Caesar and Alexandria, and this is Volume 9 of Great Battles of History from the GMT. So if it's something you're interested in, go and kind of look, see if you can't find it. But always, with games like this, play the patience game. There's no point paying $120 for it, because if you wait long enough, you'll be able to find a better deal. You just gotta be patient with this, you know, it's not going anywhere. So, appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been Alexander for thePlayersaid.com. Thank you.